Welcome. Take a good deep breath and relax into your space. Let whatever you're doing fall away as we move into the space. It takes a little bit. So if you grab some water, have that next to you, some tissues. If you have new to the space, this is how it works. As you breathe. You can even let that pause at the end of the breath fall. Pause. And stop with that. Allow yourself to relax with that pause and the out breath before you breathe in again. You can even do an ah on the out breath, on your breath of choosing as you're breathing. Drink the water when you need to drink water. If at any time you need to get up to go to the bathroom, do that too. The space is a free space for you and I. See, we trust the pause at the end. You trust that pause. You could pause for a while, even if it seems like a minute or two before you breathe in again. So welcome to the present moment. As always, it's the only place anything has ever happened. Born now, live now, die now. You'll notice the circular motion that never ends. You wouldn't be here. Bye-bye. So we breathe in again. And we wait long enough for the pause. Just to be with the pause and relax the body, because it's safe to do so. As you get more and more relaxed. And let that, what is bothering you and your thoughts, they're there. Oh, you may come into the space and feel like you don't belong in the space as you're breathing right now. Breathe. Because perhaps your mind is too busy or something knocked you off. You didn't feel like you want belong in the space, something, anything. You begin to notice that we've been doing this the whole time. You leave the space before you came here today. Later, you've been doing the breathing. So what we're doing here is just breathing, just noticing. Our point of attention is noticing our breath And you may even begin to notice other things happening and arising as you do this. Stay, as we stay with the breath. Thoughts come and go. They arise and fall. Some sticky, something you feel like you need to do something about because they make you feel something. So here we're breathing and sensing and being with the emotions. You don't always have to follow what's being said. Breathe how you want. You'll begin to notice that too. There's different ways of breathing. It's just noticing ourselves and noticing our point of attention. That's the point of this. Where it's pointless, that's the point. That's the paradox. Here we are. Be with the breath. If you notice you're wandering somewhere, back to the breath. Because that's okay. If you wander somewhere, you're just back to the present moment. Even if you wander, you're still in the present moment, but your point of attention's over there. That's the point. Back to the breath. You'll notice that you're moving, but you're not going anywhere. But by going anywhere, you may be discovering that there's much arising which you did not notice before because your point of attention was over there. There's so much within the self. That's where everything is. All the much, everything. The nothingness. The scary nothingness of who you are. Yet something. All swirling around. Back to the breath. If you're wandering, be with that. Breathe and notice yourself. This is where divine inspiration comes from, the inspired action to do what you always wanted to do, but you didn't know how. The brain, as we're breathing here. Use this space to relax and not have to go anywhere. Whatever appointment you have stopped from, perhaps you're going to bed, maybe it's the end of your day. Maybe it's the beginning of the morning and you're grabbing this link and listening to it now. Whatever it is, you have to go to the appointment. Yeah, breathe. There it is. Yep, the session will be over too. We're not going over there. Right here, right now. Here is within the word there as you're breathing. It's almost like the word there gives you instructions to be here. How clever. Here now. Because the there is here. Yesterday is here. No need to look over there. It all comes together as you're breathing and allowing that out breath to fall and pause. And don't be scared to breathe in again, because we're safe here in this space. So use this space, as we said, to relax the body, that out breath and the pause, the long pause before you breathe in again, will allow you to relax the body even more so. Maybe it's in your fingers. Maybe it's in your wrist, some places you didn't know, in the back of the knees, somewhere in the body. It will arise. We're moving without having to do anything. We're allowing the movements to show and arise and show us. And the brain will look over to here, there. Use this space as a reset. Set the components in a new way within yourself as you relax and be with the breath. Back to the breath. Back to the breath. Stay. Be here now. There's different ways of saying this. Be with yourself, even on whatever arises right now. Stay, even if it's really painful. Disclaimer, if you're getting sharp pains, breathe. You're safe here. Relax. Trust. This is faith. Trusting the self. Having complete faith, knowing that you are that. Will ever be, ever come, will ever be. all of it, the big shebang, as we breathe right here. We're just the different components of the expression of all that is. Reminder, as we reset the components with the breath, back to the breath. It's so simple, but the most difficult thing that you will do. And you will find as you continue to do this without doing, without pressure or feeling like you have responsibility, the ability to respond will come when you're present with the breath. And so you're free falling with your breath. You can match mine if you want from time to time, whatever you're doing over there. Be with you. Nobody breathes your breath. And this allows us to go deeper and deeper into the present moment. And a lot opens up. It opens up more and more as the brain relaxes and the thoughts still there. Boy, some of us have a lot of mind chatter. Thinking all the time. Think. It's like we thought our last thought. We want to, and just go and just be free from the mind. But here in the body, we have a brain. Thank goodness for our brain. So we give our grateful thoughts to our brain. Thank you, brain, as we breathe. Into our heart space. And as we know this, like we have lungs in our hearts, we've been doing this, two or more gather. Use the space to take deeper breaths into your lungs. Maybe you're afraid to even go further into your lungs and just let it out. And then we breathe in again. You can hold it for as long as you want. And that's still point. And we're also releasing a lot of toxins here. So you might want to drink that water and drink it later as well. We highly suggest that you get your body rubbed. You rub it. Remember to rub your body or just wherever. Start from your feet up. Rub the muscles back and front, especially around the spots that are tight where the limbs join the body. There's a lot of tension. That can build up in your muscles. That can build and you don't know it's there. And so we're becoming aware of our thoughts, our breath, our emotions, our body, whatever that is, wherever you are with that awareness of your body, where the pain is, where you hold yourself, where you hold the tension, just become aware of it. Through the awareness is where everything starts changing. And this is resetting, setting components differently within the energetic. The frequencies are different. tune-up, a recalibration. Every now and then you need one. You're in a physical realm with gravity. Hmm? It can get tiring from time to time. Some strange movements out of the ordinary, something you never even didn't enter the mind as you breathe. Home base, back to the breath. In your days going forward, you'll notice the now. At some point it will click. You'll know, yeah, get that. Yep, always now, even tomorrow. Now, you die now. You say, oh, you'll die now. Somebody asks you, so when am I going to die? You go to a prophet or a psychic. When am I going to die? It's a silly question to ask, but hey, to each their own. And they say, now. And wow, you just drop dead. No, kidding. That can make you laugh. Good. Let's get some smiles on the face there. Now. No wonder a little kid, when he wants something, they say, now. They don't want to wait later. Now, breathe. Because they understand they didn't go down that long road of time, looking at a clock, calendar, making plans, scheduling things for tomorrow, or looking at the past because some heaviness or baggage that you're carrying is still there. Children don't have that. Some do. Oh, good. As we be with the breath. And again, remember to drink that water when you need it. Don't ignore that. We're bringing awareness to your senses. You may not just be focusing on the voice right now and being with instructions. So we're breaking that up because the brain always tries to attach, tries to run the show. Let's just loosen up a little bit. I mean, move around a little bit. Move your arms around, move your legs. Maybe do circular motions with your feet and your ankles. Stretch out. If you can do that, if you don't have limbs, well, stretch the other ones you can. Do it in your mind. Say you don't have any arms or legs. Well, do some other stretches with your face. Stretch your face out. Stretch it out in your mind. You do have those limbs because they're still there. They're just not there physically. Takes one thought to bring us over there. Back to the breath. That's okay. Back to the breath. You see? Easy peasy. Ah. So you don't always have to be breathing, just like you don't always have to be talking. You can allow the pause, just like a musical composition, there's pauses between the notes. Some compositions don't, and it's a busy composition. Here, we're just being. This is it. May seem messy. Hey, maybe you're riding a cloud of joy and you came into the space. Good. It's not bad. Ah, it's okay. Stay here long enough. They will bring you down. Just notice yourself and all the components. There's no one way of being. It's not like we're achieving some kind of joyous, happy moment by doing this. Never meditated for that. We never meditated to do anything but just to be present, to be with all of this creation that we created, and we're physically here. Breathe now and enjoying it instead of going someday when this, and that all figures itself out and works itself out, then I will be where these instructions are here for me now. I'll take notes for now. That's fine too, if you need to do that. See, this is a freeing space. You don't even need to feel like you need to achieve anything here. Any tension that you may be holding, maybe you have more new tension. Just back to the breath, and you can relax that. Just notice if it can't relax, just notice that too. Don't try, just breathe. It's easy because the breath is breathing you. It's free flowing. If you have problems with your lungs, if you have any difficulty breathing, focus your breath like this. Easy. And the more you trust that, you'll see that it works. It works. You don't have to breathe too. You can relax on the out breath and let it just stop. Easy flowing. And through sensation, you'll realize when to breathe in again. Through sensations, you'll start moving this way. As we allow the thoughts to be curious, maybe there's more. You want to get up now. Maybe you don't want to be here. And in the space, notice those thoughts. Back to the breath. That was the ancient wisdom. That was the ancient knowledge. Back to the breath. And as we did this, ideas came. This is what it means to getting out of one's way. Get out of the way, they say. Well, that's not so easy when you're possessed with thoughts. You're breathing nicely now. As we're 30 minutes in time and space into this. Yet at the same time, there's no time. Everything happens right now. Born now, live now, live now. Sometimes it seems like just your life has gone on forever. Now is like an eternity. Some years are better than others. And then you die now. now, right now. When? Now. What time is it? Now. Where are you? Here. There goes to here. We can look over and be there with our consciousness too at the same time. As visions, images, as we're breathing right here and allowing the breath to fall and pause and relax. Drink water when you need to, perhaps get up to go to the bathroom. This recording will always be there available. Isn't it nice? Breathing, coming into the space to take a break. Maybe you're taking a long lunch break from work right now, and you're in this space, and it's a nice reset. You can go back to your mental mode of being without feeling like foggy or you're on drugs. No, clarity. And then you perceive throughout your day in a brand new pace, because now you're aware not only of the thoughts, but your sensations and emotions. The pain in your body that you may want to take care of later when you get home. You're like, oh, now I noticed that. You're walking and delivering a letter somewhere or something, you notice something in your leg. It's an opening. It's just allowing you to just be with what is. You may not have noticed before as we're breathing. You may find yourself breathing differently, and maybe this voice is kind of far away and you're kind of listening, but you're somewhere else. And you're taking off with your own wings and flying as the space is provided. And you're not really hearing what's being said right now. Fine. Good. Not bad. Worlds are created this way. We can recreate the world in the way that we'd like to see it here in this space. You have an opportunity to really look at those visions in which you've been seeing rising up, maybe in earlier days, a few days ago, a week ago, from the other now moment. Full circle around. Here you can go and meet yourself in the so-called past. There you gave yourself the idea. Comes when you're ready. Patience, being present, being with the breath allows the availability when you're ready. From wisdom, from your soul, inspiration, action. Some of you don't know what action to take next because the thoughts are so messy. That's okay. Here, the present moment allows you to be with that. Sometimes it's messy, and then you allow yourself not to have to figure it out. With the brain, as we're breathing, there's nothing to figure out. The less you try to figure it out, the more ability comes into your sphere. So presence seems very counteractive. It seems that doesn't how your sensations, you'll know when to take the right move. Nothing for the brain. You'll notice thoughts. Is it over yet? What time is it? Maybe you're way far away. You can't hear the voice. What am I going to do next? Oh, that person's bothering me. Am I ever going to love again? Oh, I can't pay my bills. Notice all of it. Oh, I love this person so much. I'm so grateful for everything I have in my life. My breath first, water and food, shelter. But I'm also grateful for everything else. All of these beautiful things have come my way that I wanted to have, but my brain couldn't figure out how I could get there. And so if we're with the breath and we breathe and we stay and allow, you'll start noticing the thoughts that never really served you, and you start doing something quite differently. Thank you for this day. You start hearing these great gratitude coming right in as we're breathing. You may have paused your out breath for a while, and now you're breathing in. Still point is your focus point. Your focus point is your attraction point. As we're breathing, we're attracting well-being. As we're just being with the breath, you're automatically, isn't that awesome? It's like opening up a bank account and they give you $100 just for opening up the bank account. So you're automatically bringing in well-being, even though it may be really heavy right now. Some things may be so out of control and just beyond overwhelming. And that's why you're in this space. And that's why you're starting to give up control and power over something you can't control as you're just breathing. And then we start being grateful for the breath, that we can breathe into the lungs. Not only that, but a deep breath, more into the lungs. And then you start understanding that you have this cyclical cycle. The breath goes in cycles, circles, and it never ends. It goes in and it goes out. And there's a pause in between. It goes in again and it goes out. Just like the symbol of the Zen circle. It's never quite complete. There's a pause before manifestation. You're just taking a time out because perhaps you never gave yourself time out. Go, 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 go. Some people run that way, but they're on a feeling of high flying and they don't feel that they need to take a break because they're just in the flow. So if you find yourself high flying and moving as you're breathing right now, and you're in your flow and you're not taking a break, well, you don't need it. You'll know. We're going to places that scare us, to not be afraid of ourselves, to not be afraid of that we were not good enough or maybe too overwhelming for the world. Maybe we felt like we were just like really awesome, but the world didn't see it. See, it's not the world out there as we see, as we breathe here and sense. There's truly nowhere to go. It's boring. And then, we're here in our physical creation. So before we took this form, we're all excited. You had that when you're a baby and you come here and child, you have that radiance, that, yeah, let's do this thing. Let's play. Breathe. Falls away as we come more denser into this realm and heavier with the gravity of all the dynamics and the conditional ways of being as it shifts. It's shifting as we're speaking, taking flight, getting higher in frequency, and you're doing that. Thank you very much. Thank yourself right now for that one. Thank you. I'm gratitude. Thank you. Thank you. Say that to yourself, gratitude. Thank you, me, for coming into the space because I'm elevating the frequencies in which the conditional ways, and I don't really care for the world to be. I can change that. Those people over there, they're fine with the conditional ways. until the agreed upon reality changes and things shift. This is how it goes. It starts with our breath. Amazing, huh? Starts with the stillness. And there's a part going, but she hasn't shut up the whole time. Sometimes, like musical notes. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. And then there's a pause. See, without that pause, those ba 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 ba's wouldn't be as so whoa what they are. So this is what we're doing. You may also find that you have more clarity within your breath right now. And that's causing the mind to be softer, not so harsh. Because the brain never shuts up. The thoughts never stop. But as soon as one's thought and the focal point goes on it, it charges an emotion and they feel it in the body. And a lot of times we don't go to these emotions as we're breathing right here. We don't have to, you just see them. Before you didn't. That's why we're here now and focusing our precision, that's the word, precise focal point on our breath. Stay, it's like teaching a dog to sit, stay. This is ancient, but we're doing something different here because this is more available in the new frequencies. Breathe. It's more available. It's more expansive as you can, we're not telling you anything here. You know, you can sense into it. This is what we're providing, not asking you to do anything. Wording, the words come out that way, it's just wording. Sensing, breathing, and then sensing, and then being. It's freeing. You see, there's nothing to do, but yet more comes into your sphere than the brain would have to get to reach for within itself to figure it out. It only knows so much. And this type of knowledge is not with the brain. This is the ancient knowledge. This was the wisdom, breathe. This was the wisdom. It was so simple as be with the breath. Notice the thoughts. Ba 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 ba. Notice the thoughts. And then notice the emotions. Ba 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 ba. And then be with the pause. Oh, wow. I never thought that my brain, you'd say to yourself, maybe you're saying, I never thought my brain was so talkative. And there's many layers. There's not just one, many. It's like many lines of music going on at the same time, many stations on a radio going on at the same time. That's our brains, each and every one of us, no exclusion. That's what makes us all the same. That's the only thing that really makes us all the same. This conditional state, and then what's changing it. We're making a whole new future world, whole new type of being, so that we can honor that which we wanted to express, but was too conditioned for our expression here. We're creating worlds here, as everybody's still doing. See, we're not interfering, but we are. You see the paradox. We've come far enough into the space, deeper into the space to say that now. Breathe. You notice you can be with the breath and relax, and it's easy flowing, and your body's relaxing, and you're seeing all those thoughts and all the worries and the things you want. Things aren't in your sphere yet because you're still waiting. Looking at emotions, the pain, seeing all of it. You notice this. Yet we haven't taken a pause within the breath to say all that right now, but you notice we did. Wow. What's different? The brain is a powerful thing. We know this. This brain has been controlling humanity. That this is our way out, is the way in, and just being present with all that is. And this is it. We didn't need to pay big dollars to get into a spaceship and to hit the sky and to go off into outer space. Because space is at the top of your head. There's no separation between your brain and the space. Your brain thinks it's separate because it's physical, and it's, I mean, we could see the brain. We've been shown what the brain looks like. It's actually strange looking. It looks like an alien component of the body. And you can unravel the brain, stretch it out like the intestines as you're breathing. And there's nothing in there. It's just empty space. And so we're unraveling the wire, like you can, however you're seeing the brain as you wrap it apart, unravel it like the intestines and stretch it out like a snake or some kind of, rope. That's a better image. There's nothing there. It's like we're stuffing. Without this, breathe. That's the scary. We're deep enough now. This is the scary. This is the place we didn't want to go to. The nothingness within the everything. The brain didn't know this, but now it does. And so we breathe and we stay with this. There's no separation between, we used to call the higher self. We had to have a separation. There's me and then the higher self. That's what the brain does, separates. So now that we see that, we unraveled the brain and there's no such thing as the top of the head, now we breathe. And some of you need to breathe into your heart space right now. Take a good deep breath into your heart space and let that be, because you're safe. Free falling into the nothingness. You weren't expecting that when you came into the session. It's different. We've been here before. But this came as a surprise to some of you. Grounding. That's what that was. Just don't go anywhere. You don't have to leave your body all the way, unless you do. At this point, you might find your brain coming really in, because it's coming nearer to the duration of leaving the space physically. So you might be sensing that, perhaps, or you might be really far out there and you're not hearing these words, but you're hearing the voice still. You're hearing yeah, so hey, you, come on back. Had to yell for a second. It's getting attention. It's like chop, chop, chop. That's how easy it is to leave the body. See, when we were in our brains are scared of the annihilation of the brain. So the brain freaks out and tries to tell your whole other part of your organism that death and that if something happens and your breath stops, or this death thing or whatever it fathoms up with, it's called conceptualization is the word. Develops concepts of what we're in it. And this is what we're doing. We're practicing that, coming out of the act of not being in the spirit world. We're spiritual beings having physical experiences in which we created as we're breathing right now. We're just retraining, unlearning the mind, retraining the brain, rerouting the connections, resetting the frequencies so that we're no longer being controlled by our brains. Wow, that feels good. I love my brain. I didn't want to make it a victim. I didn't want to make it an enemy. I didn't want to make it something I had to do if I figured it out someday. Oh, the stupid brain. Oh, you got me in trouble again. You see, you may have all these thoughts. We all do. I do too. Even knowing all this. Why? Because we're human. It's beautiful. This is now going at the human, this creature, whatever this is, full force without going away from our emotions, going away from our thoughts, which cause the emotion, because emotions are just byproducts. Love and compassion is your state of being. It's not something that's an emotion or something you have to learn to do or practice. As you fall more into the free falling out of your brain as you're breathing, you'll start to learn that your appreciation, your compassion automatically gets retrained and just comes out like the beautiful rose out of the stem. And so you start loving, just comes out because it's your natural state of being. So your relationships had to be recalibrated. That's why some of you are still going lonely and feeling you'll never find the right person, or perhaps whatever the money, relationships with money or finances, or yourself more so, right? Always yourself first. Love the self first, and then you can love another person. And you'll just radiate this, and then you'll have the attraction point will be different. Your focal attraction point will be at a point of well-being, of feel good, instead of I don't have it yet, I'm not good enough yet, I'll get hurt, defend, protection, all of that. This is different, and this goes with a job too, not just a relationship. We're breathing. The more we were the breath, the more we see our thoughts and emotions, and the more our focus point and of attraction changes. Less in the mode of in the head of telling us what's what. Whatever is present now is what will ever be. That as we breathe, because it's changing right now. It's always changing. This is why we go, oh, I am expecting this to happen because right now I feel pretty good and I understand this whole thing. I get it as we breathe and be present. We don't need to say that anymore here. You're just breathing and you're present. Hi, hello, welcome. Welcome to the new now present moment. It's good. It's uplifted. It's different. It's spacious. It's not sluggish and slow and or apathetic and poor me. And it's, oh, I see this now. I get it. Okay, I get this. And even if I fall down later to that, that's okay because I understand this as I breathe. I understand the components in which I am. I understand I can change all of that just with my breath. And I breathe. And I'm here and present. And I have so much more to offer to a person who comes to me because I'm present and I'm not fiddling or fudging or discontent, more like it, with the conditional state in which this person that comes to me is at. Their state's not bringing me down because I understand the components in which we are made and why and how and the what and the where has the hair in it. And it answered the what and the how, which is where. We don't need to go there because we're already here. There's no need to go there because the there is here. Oh, phew, we got that out of the way. Just took an hour of time and space, but phew. Thank goodness I got myself out of the way now for the rest of the day or the evening, because now I'm going to do a reset when I fall asleep here after the session. And perhaps it's like 10 or 11 o'clock tonight at night for you right now as you're still breathing and opening up your eyes and stretching and moving around and waking up. Move your arms around or your legs or get up or shake around, you know, all of that. Present. And then you're present for the space and dream time because you never ever sleep. You haven't slept a wink in your life. That's an illusion. Your body is resting, but a lot of the times we don't actually even allow our body to rest because our brain is always going too much, so we never quite sleep anyway. But here is what's being suggested is this is the truth of the matter is. We're consciousness, no beginning, no end. It's not like you can just shut it off when your body's, when you close your eyes and you shut the light off in your bedroom and you go to sleep. This is what we're changing. This is what we're doing. That simple act of remembering who we are. Dream time, same right here. This right here, right now. Wink, wink, wink. Open your eye, your all-seeing eye, and then you begin to see more than the two physical eyes can offer. And you're here with your breath, because the breath makes you present in the body instead of walking outside of it. So namaste. Thank you.